right, looks like players have drawn up opening hands. We'll find out who's on the play at this point here. Chihoi definitely wants to be on the play and definitely wants to have a turn 1 Noble Hierarch. We'll find out if he's able to check either of those boxes.
Yeah, the thing kind of what you're pointing on is that he needs to be fast.
Hey!
And, all right. It's not Noble Hierarch, but I think we'll take it.
It'll play.
Turn 1 Birds of Paradise from Yim.
Yeah. Pretty cool choice of birds. Looks like a 6th edition, non-English. I obviously can't tell the language from this distance.
Is that classic 6th edition? Isn't that the official name?
Is that the only 6th edition?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
but the official name is classic 6th edition.
Sure.
Right? 6th edition doesn't exist.
I mean, that modifier just makes it confusing.
Well, it earned that title. Yeah, it's a,
For Tannon Grace.
For Tannon Grace. What?
Urza something expedition map.
Yeah, or just something. It's probably not a tower. Okay.
Yeah. You have me convinced.
It's definitely a mine or a power plant.
Now, the payoff Chihoi wanted was one of his 2 Retreat to Coral Helms. Voice of Resurgence, a fair amount worse in this and every matchup.
Tron piece into map, always scary. I'm guessing Tannon doesn't just have second Tron piece crack map. That'd probably be his play.
That provides a fairly obvious script for the turn. Looks like a basic forest floating at the front of the hand.
All right, Chromatic Sphere.
Ooh, I think it's redundant Tron piece.
Ooh,
is what
same
it was.
Tron piece. Yeah, go ahead and crack Sphere. Get green mana.
Up to 2 copies of Urza's not tower. I think power plants. Looks like a power plant.
Stirrings from Tannon. Can you find a Tron piece that's not a power plant?
Got to feel like he'd be moving faster if he had.
All right. It shows another of the same one. I mean, if you get enough of those, if we get 7 of those, you can cast Karn.
I think that if he gets 7 of them, he gets into some trouble with the judges.
Oh, you got to play a different art for the last 3. Chromatic Sphere. He'll take a redraw. Fair enough. And I like how Tannon's sequencing this by not cracking the map to find second Tron piece because he wants to first incidentally find 1 Tron and then use map to get the 3rd one.
Yeah. Now, when you get the Tron online, if it's 2 towers worthy redundant piece, then you get to do Ulamog right away. But having 2 power plants is not really meaningful redundancy for the first turn you have Tron online.
Now, Ryan, Chihoi did not cast anything that turn and also didn't make a land drop. Spell Queller could be live.
Smells like a Spell Queller. Smell Queller, some would say.
I have never heard it called that.
First time for everything.
I don't think some would say that.
I just did.
Well, would you like to quell this dismember? Tannon's at 18. 14, I mean.
It's a fine target.
Sure. Sure, we'll spell quell that.
Feels like we're laying up for a Sylvan Scrying because that dismember was very aggressive. But, Tannon just doesn't have it.
Says go.
And he did play basic forest on this turn.
Attacks for 4, 10 into 10.
He wants to conserve the map until he knows what the 3rd Tron land was. I guess he's just going for it now. Maybe he has another map in hand. I'm unclear.
Yeah, he's getting mine. Maybe he played forest. I don't get it. We'll see. He is hoping to draw the tower. He's still a turn away. Yeah.
Maybe setting up for an Oblivion Stone on this turn.
All right, I could see that. Draws another Chromatic Sphere. He now has 3 of them.
Yeah, quite a few.
Cast Sphere. Says, hey, you got another Spell Queller? No. Okay, how about this Oblivion Stone? Does that work?
Yeah, do you have 2 Quellers? Feel like it would be on the table if you did.
Yeah, you'd probably spell call the Oblivion Stone. Sounds about right.
I would strongly take it under consideration.
Tannon does have land 5 in hand. It's another basic forest.
Ooh, and this is kind of cool because there's a removal spell under the Queller. When the Voice of Resurgence...
he's going to get them both.
Yeah, makes an elemental, then Tannon gets to cast that Dismember on it.
This is one of the things that's so hard about the matchup. This is the type of hand from Tannon Grace that Chihoi can beat.
Ooh.
He's pathing his own voice. All right, walk me through this one.
Yeah, the voice specifically, I suppose against the Oblivion Stone he's in trouble. He just wants to get his mana online. He knows he's about to lose his bird on the following turn.
Okay.
And he hasn't been able to cast spells, so presumably he wants to have Collected Company online for after the Oblivion Stone goes off.
Now, the danger here is that he doesn't have enough pressure. Tannon might not crack Oblivion Stone.
Yep, that is also true. I mean, Tannon is at 10. That Dismember was a significant life cost.
Yeah, Spellcaller puts him to 8. And Chihoi land shocks for land 4. 5-man up says go. I don't think Tannon straight away cracks the Oblivion Stone.
I would expect that he waits until at least Chihoi's turn.
Just says go.
Now, very free for that Temple Garden to enter untapped. Chihoi's life total is not what this game is about.
Collected Company on Tannon's end step. Leaving up Temple Garden. We see Voice of Resurgence, Knight of the Reliquary, Knight of the Reliquary, Noble Hierarch, other thing. I think. Don't know the last one.
I think that you think it's a card that it's not.
All right. I don't. All right, so those are both in play. See if Tannon wants to go ahead and use the Oblivion Stone now. It will cleanly answer the board, as we mentioned, that Dismember.
Yeah. Yeah, with the first voice being pathed, the replacement one just goes back to being covered.
So Tannon will filter some mana through Chromatic Sphere, make sure that's off the table, and then plap Theostone. Dismember. Does not go back into Tannon's hand. Hold on.
Actually, these are both Chihoi's triggers.
He can stack them in the wrong direction.
I believe so.
Yeah, he gets to pick the order, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right, Dismember's on an empty board. Main phase Collected Company from Chihoi. How big can we get this token?
Noble Hierarch plus a creature would be very nice, as it just makes this a 2-turn clock very easily.
Selfless Spirit, Spell Quellers. Tannon's down to 5. But the Selfless Spirit's great.
Yeah, what Tannon really needs is to assemble Tron and have Ugin here. I suppose Ulamog would do the trick as well.
But he needs to find Tron. You were right. Draws Ghost Quarter. That's not going to do it. I guess Karn keeps him alive for a turn if he can make one.
Yeah. Get rid of that elemental token, then it's just 4 points of flyers. Which you're safe at from 5. A Wormcoil Engine would force Chihoi to have a Reflector Mage on this turn. Or a Path to Exile.
Looks like Walking Ballista is in Shannon's hand, so he's going to go Ballista on 3. That's actually not too bad here. I want to see him right away kill Selfless Spirit, and that's what he'll do. And Chihoi's going to sack it to give Indestructible, and then Tannon kills the token.
Yep.
All right, that buys him a turn. And honestly, if he just has 7th land, he can just start making Karn a regular way now. He will be down to 2 from this Exalted attack from Spellqueller. Yeah, does Chihoi have another threat? It would do him well if he does. Breeding Pool shocked.
Perhaps a Collected Company?
Oh, if it's a Collected Company, Tannon's in a bunch of trouble.
Hand still pretty full of Chromatic Stars.
Sylvan Scrying was the draw for Tannon. This gets him a lot of mana. Of course, Spellqueller will just get him here. Might even be safer if he has untapped land to just make Karn without Scrying. He'll go for Scrying. Is there a Spellqueller? There is not. Tannon finally gets the tower, and now he has plenty of mana, 10 in total. Hoping that's not a company, though. Wormcoil Engine and Karn in hand. Wormcoil doesn't do much here.
No, it's flying attacker here. Doesn't have mana for both, so you would just have to use Karn to hit the Spellqueller. He'd
like to get a shot at finding Ugin. If he just plays Karn And Chihoi has a Noble Hierarch. That would be an embarrassing way to lose.
Oblivion Stone would insulate him against flash threats.
Yeah, Oblivion Stone would be the best. He filters through a Chromatic Sphere.
Yeah, outside of drawing Oblivion Stone, it looks like you might see another cantrip into ultimately casting Karn and hitting the Spell Queller.
And here's 7th, one floating.
Looks like another Karn was picked up.
All right, Karn liberated, 1 mana up. Didn't find anything else, so it's Karn Exile Spell Queller. I was hoping there's not another Noble Hierarch on Chihoi's side as he makes Expedition Map. And not yet. Chihoi draws. And this is probably his last chance to get that damage, and he's come very close this game.
Yeah, Tannon has this Karn plus a backup Karn, so fairly trivial to exile the Hierarch next turn. He has Expedition Map. Will he have mana to Karn plus Wormcoil Engine? I think that would shut the door. There's 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just any other land makes that possible.
An Expedition Map finding Tower.
Tower, yeah, that is +1 mana.
So Tannon should be able to close it if Chihoi missed on this turn, and it looks like he did. All right, lone Noble Hierarch standing off here. Can get Tannon to 1. I don't know about that last point. There's not any sort of burn or anything that Bant has.
No Hornet Sting. He's giving it a think, but I don't know. It seems like the question is where to put the point at the Karn, because that would stop it from vindicating on the following turn.
Okay, and he makes a Reflector Mage. That was the draw. Tannon can exile both. He has the mana for that.
The old backup Karn.
Yeah. They have 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. Yeah, you're right. This should work.
Yeah, there's no mana available for a flash threat from Chihoi. Just 2 up, so there can't be a Spell Queller. There can't be a Collected Company. So it seems fairly basic for Tannon to just set up here, use the Karn, cast the second Karn, cast the Wormcoil Engine. Not a ton you have to worry about from that position.
And that's the play. Sacrificing Map to get Tower. That brings him up to 13 mana. It's enough for another the second Karn and the Wormcoil Engine. So 1 Karn to remove each creature, and then the Wormcoil as a follow-up. Once Wormcoil Engine connects, it should be pretty hard for Chihoi to win from there.
Right. Yeah, from 0, that is really difficult to overcome.
Yeah, especially there's still a Karn left. So Karn exiles the Reflector Mage.
Do whatever you want with the Spell Queller.
Yeah, this is yours.
Get it away from me.
Another Karn to exile the Noble Hierarch. We'll actually get the card in Chihoi's hand.
Huh.
That means he's dead to Reflector Mage off the top. Yeah, this is not a risk we needed to take.
Yeah, I don't like that play.
Oh, Walking Ballista. That was the last card. Just kidding. He's great. That's better.
That's a better follow-up than the Worm.
Better than all of them. It's Tad an even better one. Draw from Chihoi. And now you get to untap all that land with Walking Ballista. That should be fine.
Yeah, and you also get to plus the card on the following turn, which means even if there's a Collected Company, you'll see it happen, and you can choose what you want to do with your Ballista. All right.
Scavenging Ooze drawn for Chihoi. That's just not going to do enough.
Nope. You can turn it into a 4/4 creature. Go to 17 life. Yeah.
And he'll pick up. It's like, yeah, Karn, Ballista, now we're good. So Tannon Grace on 1 life point survives, takes game 1 over Chi Hoi Yim. It's a lopsided game 1. It got very close despite that.
Took a lot of time to set up, but this is a matchup where Chi Hoi does not really apply very significant pressure. Oblivion Stone bought Tannon some time and, just got to Tron mana on turn 7 like a regular human being.
So 1 game up for Tannon Grace. So over StarCityGames.com, this year we've been doing Star City Games Game Night. We haven't talked about Game Night in a while. This is pins and tokens given away as prizes at stores around the country just for their weekday tournaments. Those of you looking for a chance to win some cool stuff. This month, now that we started July, today's July 1st. So Playing with Fire, the token that Ryan and I have on our vests, we're giving that pin away and getting the 4/4 Dragon token all month. Next month, we'll be giving away the Order of the First Cheese, the Knight Allies, perfect for your Gideon deck or your cat deck. Or is the 2/2 the cat or the mouse?
Yeah, all I'm saying is that if I cast White Sun Zenith, I would want these tokens.
If I ultimate my Ajani Caller of the Pride, you can get those. And if your store signs up, we can get you signed up in time for September. The September promo is Garden Tendencies, the 1/1 Panda, human cleric here. You can find a store near you or sign up, starcitygames.com/game night.
Pandas are really cool. I like that panda.
They just like hang out.
Yeah.
I like the videos of pandas going down slides. Those are I've watched those.
It's pretty adorable.
They have a good time with it.
All right, going to sideboards here. For Chi Hoi Yim, he needs some help. He has some. The full sideboard, we have 2 Blessed Alliance, 2 Burnt and Forged Tender, 2 Damping Sphere, 2 Stony Silence, 2 Tireless Tracker, 2 Unified Will, a Courser of Grufix, an Eidolon of Rhetoric, and a Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. So the big hits, Damping Sphere, is just one of those decks. Your land's only tap for 1. I mean, Tannon mostly only tapped his lands for 1 for most of that game. So, does that card matter? We'll find out.
Right, that's the hard part about cards like Blood Moon and Damping Sphere against Tron. They're only so good.
Right. The 2 Stony Silence, that would stop the Oblivion Stone from being a factor. That's great. The 2 Unified Will, you can expect that Chi Hoi will be ahead on creatures. It's a hard counter for any of the payoffs, be it Wormcoil, Karn. That one's pretty strong as well.
Yeah, all the hit cards against Tron are selectively good. Damping Sphere is great against early Tron, but if he has early Tron, Stony does nothing. Mm-hmm. If he just turn 1, right, just like has Tron as opener into a Karn, Stony's is useless. Right. So, but each of them covers a different aspect of the deck.
Yeah. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben actually slows Tron down a fair amount. They have a lot of cogs and redraws, and their payoff costs a lot of mana. If you can keep them off Tron, you slow that stuff down.
And we have these Reflector Mages to board out. You don't have to work too hard to get me to put that card in.
Yeah.
On Tannon's side, 3 Nature's Claim, 3 Thought-Knot Seer, 3 Thrag Tusk, 2 Spatial Contortion, 2 Surgical Extraction, a Graft Digger's Cage, and a Relic of Progenitus.
I don't know. Represent your 60?
Yeah, well, there's some things, Graft Digger's Cage stops the card Collected Company. I don't know if that's enough. Probably not.
Yeah. I mean,
Spatial Contortion kills things.
It's just 1 card. You can Stirrings into it. So Cage makes a fair amount of sense. It's a creature matchup. There's the Spell Quellers. Now, to be fair, Spell Queller pretty much only hits Oblivion Stone that you really care about. But contorting in that spot, fighting that fight, that's a good thing to do. I think Thought-Knot Seer primarily comes in against decks that have interaction for you and, like, for your big spells, say counter spells, and also are fighting against your Tron. Don't think I love it against just creature decks. You could reach for Nature's Claim. This is a deck with white mana. You can expect things like Stony Silence, though it's not a huge deal. It can be backbreaking. It can be really difficult to find Nature's Claim once they have Stony online, though. You can't Stirrings into it. All your redraws are turned off. You can't sacrifice Chromatic Star. I just made up a new word there on accident. Crackerfice. It's for when it's for non-creature sacrifices. You crackerfice Chromatic Star.
It works with fetch lands, right?
Yeah, you can crackerfice a fetch land.
That just rolls off the tongue. It's much better than cracking a fetch land.
Yeah. Crackerfice. Go to 19.
Cracrifice an O-Stone.
If you control an Ironworks, you can Crucrifice.
Crucrifice. Oh, that's not even easy to say.
I will
Crucrifice
my Ichor Wellspring.
Crucrifice your chromatic. Oh, this is going to be fun. Chromatic star.
All right, looks like Chihoy taking a mulligan here. You do want a specific composition here. See if you can find it with this hand here. Or did Tannon just draw first?
We can talk more about what's happening after the round. But what I need to tell them is we're restarting the stream after the round. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Chihoy keeps on 6. Gonna scry. Keep on top. No mana creature, just Temple Garden this time.
One piece of Tron, no bauble from Tannon. Here's Stony Silence. Remember, said Stony Silence is great against the deck unless they just have Tron.
Yep.
So let's see, does Tannon have Tron? Forest makes me think no, but he has Sylvan Scrying.
All right.
So maybe he does,
twos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Each part was good against some of his draws.
Yeah. That's the really frustrating thing about Tron is there's a number of good sideboard cards.
Stony Silence is one of them.
Yeah, but there's no truly great sideboard cards. Everything has a cost.
And Tannon just drew another Sylvan Scrying that turn, I believe.
Okay. Nice sideboard card.
Did he? I think so. I'll confirm. I might be off on that.
I know there was an Ulamog in the hand.
All right, that's different.
That's a different card.
It's less good.
Yeah.
I don't think he had it. I'm gonna retract the statement if he drew Sylvan Scrying.
Okay.
Think
Expedition map a fair amount worse.
I think it was Dismember.
Yeah, that's pretty different.
It's less. Can dismember the Stony Silence.
If Chihoy casts an Opalescence, that'll turn the Dismember on. Now,
it has to be Starfield of Nyx because Opalescence
there would
is not
be a
modern
number
legal.
of issues with casting Opalescence.
Right.
Yeah, it's not modern legal. He's not playing a deck where it makes any sense strategically.
He has Retreat to Coral Helm.
It's the backup plan.
Fourth Am Chihoy and a pass. Collected Company mana up. There, okay. This time he did draw Sylvan Scrying.
Ah, you were clairvoyant.
Okay.
Accidentally saw into the future.
Yeah, I just knew it was going to happen. Company in response to Chihoy trying to hit a Spell Queller for the Sylvan Scrying. 6 cards. I don't think, nope. Did he hit anything?
I think there's a Thalia.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Thalia Courser.
Okay, well, he hit 2/3 drops. At least he's getting
I think Thalia, Courser, Hierarch are the options, and then land, Damping Sphere.
Yep, Thalia Courser. Sylvan Scrying is going to happen. Chihoy did not find his Spell Queller. So, here's Urza's Tower.
And Chihoy has 1 Ghost Quarter, and he'll want to find that pretty quick.
I got a style question here, Ryan. So Tannon had only Power Plant, and his first scrying was for mine. I always get Tower because I think it's better. That doesn't matter, does it?
I mean, I get Tower too. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just like, if it's one of those things, you could be superstitious about it because it doesn't matter.
You're in your 30s. I mean, I'm 28, and I've already feel like I just don't have time to think about questions like that anymore. Just grab one. Maybe the first one I find when I pick up the deck. That's not a power plant.
You don't want to have a discussion as to which one to find.
I'm just pretty
over it.
Don't
have time
it.
for that.
Yeah.
Spatial Contortion's in Tannon's hand. Has boarded those in.
That's going to cost 3.
Yeah, that's right. You have to tap the tower for that one. Take care of Thalia. Wherever will you find 1 more mana? Oh, look, he had some right there.
Perhaps another useless artifact could be cast. Of course, just any other Tron land means you can cast Ulamog on the following turn, and then the cogs open up, assuming that Ulamog doesn't just win the game by itself.
Yeah, he still has Dismember in hand. Looks like he's just going to go for it. Go to 16, take care of Courser.
Yeah, he played around Spell Queller by doing what he's doing here. Fair enough.
So I want to drive it home. I want to Ulamog, and I want to not even exile the Stony. Just hit lands.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Like, yeah, man.
Hit your dual lands. Do what you're going to do.
Noble Hierarch from Chihoi. And a pass. That is not going to be good enough.
No. All right, do we have a Tron land?
Oh, we do. It's another power plant.
Easy mode. I don't know. Maybe the 2 blue sources, Hierarch Breeding Pool. I don't think they really matter.
Here's
Stony
Ulamog.
something. Stony creature.
His hunger is ceaseless. No, ignore the Stony. Just, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, get all his blue sources. No Reflector Mage here.
Yeah, I'm on board for 2 blue sources.
Tannon has Wormcoil in his hand, too.
Reasonable. All right, Tannon's getting rid of Think. He hasn't locked it in yet.
All right, he does exile the Stony Silence and the Noble Hierarch. Leaves all lands. And Path to Exile takes care of Ulamog.
Rats.
Yeah. Think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Noble Hierarch from Chihoi again.
Follow-up he needed was the other Stony or something like a Damp. Well, Dampy Sphere doesn't even do it when we're talking about Wormcoil Engine. Tanner just has 6 lands now.
So you can go get Sanctum of Ugin, play something that cracks Sanctum of Ugin, get another thing.
Yeah, once you get to this stage in the game, it's pretty trivial for Tron to close.
Yeah, he's got a Walking Ballista, which might just be enough on its own.
Yeah. That card's really powerful in the matchup. One of the bigger upgrades that Tron has gotten as of late, the huge one, of course, is Ulamog, but Walking Ballista has really helped the deck to shore up a lot of its weaker matchups.
Yeah.
Decks like Infact, Affinity. The Ballista really plays there. Very good at mowing down 1 toughness creatures. Cracks the map for Sanctum. And looks like a big Ballista payoff to trigger that.
Yeah, there we go. And he has a second Ulamog in his deck. I'm not sure that the Ballista is going to be answered either.
Yeah. Pretty good 1-2 punch.
Second Ulamog. Ballista shoots down Noble Hierarch.
Casual Ballista for 5. No big deal.
This is a close one.
Chihoi really missing that Stony Silence. And play for the turn. Looks like Sajiri Step. That's not going to do it. Tannon now with, is that 15 mana? 6? No, sorry. It's 11 plus whatever land. I don't know how I got to that number. But 2. Any other land makes it 3 activations of the Ballista as the floor. That's the least he could possibly do. We just saw him pick up an Ulamog, exiling lands. Pretty reasonable.
Let's see how Tannon wants to walk this one in.
Because he has a Walking Ballista.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
He'll walk it this way for 4 damage.
Tannon produces a Ghost Hoarder. That's the land that Chihoi needed about 5 turns ago.
It's like, yeah, and Ulamog's going to come down and eat some lands. Some dual lands, leave a Sajiri Step. This isn't going to matter.
I don't know if Tannon's thinking
Floating-
about a
float
Sylvan
mana.
Scrying here. He
Well-
has a Nature's Claim?
Expedition map, sure. Yep. Mana clears. There we go.
Glad that we took the time to represent
Yeah,
that.
that's very important.
We really want to make sure that the viewers can keep up on the game state.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
There we go. Oh, and Shioi will extend the hand. Tannon Grace takes the win. He improves to 10-3, still in contention, as is the entire team of BCW at the moment. We'll see how many of them make it into the top 8.
TRON, definitely not the deck that you would generally expect Tannon to be playing, but yeah, he's in great shape. 2 rounds to go. 2 wins, that definitely should lock him up here. We'll find out if he can theoretically maybe win and go for a draw, but for now,